Tide Talk Web is back, baby. Anyway, we're doing a quick top 25 recap and who we think's going to win. Like I said, I'll do a preview of Bama, Tennessee tomorrow. Um, well, first game on the docket, we got Louisville and Miami. Louisville's only got one loss. They're 1-1 in the ACC, but I think Miami's too strong. Carson Beck's got his groove on. They got a lot of great receivers that can put up points. You know, Now, Carson Beck, I will say this, he's almost 50-50 for touchdowns to interceptions. So if Louisville can pick him off twice, they can stay in the game. I don't think they will, though. I think Miami blows them out. I think the score will probably be like 44-24, Miami. We got Nebraska and Minnesota. Um, they're going to Minnesota. I don't think it makes a difference. Now, they're a scrappy team, but I think Nebraska's got better firepower in Riola. I think they win, but I think it's like more like 20, I think 30-18. Nebraska wins that one. You got number 10 LSU going to Nashville to play Vanderbilt. Number 17 Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt's got more firepower. I think they're kind of reeling from the Bama loss. I think they're going to want to get back in the game. Now, Vanderbilt can hit you from multiple angles. They can hit you with trick plays. They got a very mobile quarterback. He's majorly improved. So I think they can get running way more output in running, where LSU and Nussmeier as a quarterback, he's a statue. You can't get many yards out of him. Now, he is a guy that we've noticed when he has a start to a bad game, he finishes bad. There's no in between with him. I definitely think that Vanderbilt wins. I think now LSU has a pretty good defense, but in the end, Brian Kelly's like that guy eating drywall that's looking for he's like, hey look, he just got done eating drywall and he's looking around trying to find a cup of water. So I just don't see that happening. And he's got that face of the guy like my wife who, when we get done with church, I'm like, hey, where you want to go? I don't care where you want to go. Oh, well, let's go get wings. Nah, I don't want wings. I'm just kidding. No, but he definitely looks clueless a lot of times. So I think Vanderbilt can win it in somewhat of a close game. But if they jump out first quarter and go 14 zip, I think they can blow them out, honestly. I think they get on top of them. I think that score is probably going to be, let's say 34-20, Vanderbilt. We got number 12, Georgia, going to Duke, to Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. I think Georgia Tech wins it. I think it can be close at times. Now, don't get me wrong. Duke's quarterback, Mensa, he almost got 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, and barely 2 INTs. So they can give them problems, right? They can get squirrely. Now, Duke is 3-0 in the ACC. So is Georgia Tech. I think this game is going to be interesting to watch. Now, I think Duke's not under no cloud of suspicion that they think Georgia Tech is a nobody. But I think it can be a close game or it can be a blowout. I think it'll be closer than people think. I think Georgia Tech will win it, though, because they have a knack for doing it. They can grind you and gut punch you to death with the run game from the quarterback and the running back. I think it's going to be 24-17 Georgia Tech. We got number 14 Oklahoma going to South Carolina. Now, that's an interesting one. Oklahoma's looking for redemption. They got knocked down from top 10 to 14. They got obliterated by Texas. And it's always hard in those rivalry games, whether it's a Red River Shootout, whether it's the Iron Bowl. It just doesn't matter. It's hard to play those games regardless of how prepared you think you are. Because, that's some teams that aren't doing so well. That's their Super Bowl. That is their national championship. So it's a tough one in any league you're in. I do think Oklahoma bounces back, and I think they beat South Carolina. Now, South Carolina's a good team. Don't get me wrong. They are a very good team. But I think Oklahoma will win, and I think it'll probably be 34-17 Oklahoma. Now, we got number 1 Ohio State going to Wisconsin. There's nothing even to say about this. I think Wisconsin bounces them by 25 points. I think it's over. There's a lot of injuries on that Wisconsin team, a lot of areas of concern, but I think Ohio State manhandles them. Now we got another one here. We got Indiana and Michigan State. Michigan State's going to Indiana, number 3 in the country. I still think they're a paper tiger, because the rest of the year, Indiana, Ohio State, and Miami don't play anybody. Those 3 teams play nobody. Now, Michigan State's garbage. They're 3-3 and 0-3 in their conference in the Big Ten. I think Indiana bounces them. Let's go 40-20, Indiana. Um, I'm gonna say right now, we got number 4 Texas A&M. They're going to Fayetteville. This game could be closer than you think. They got very prototypical quarterbacks. They can run. They can scramble. They're quick. They can get yards from anywhere. To me, this could be a close game. I'm not saying Arkansas will win it because I think A&M's better. I think they'll find a way to win it. A&M has the number 1 duo wide receiver combo in the SEC. That was on Saturdays down south on a great article. You guys can go check it out. But I think A&M wins it. Like I said, I think it could be close. I don't know why. I mean, I get the score in my head, 24-17, Texas A&M. I don't know why. Now, it could be big scoring. Now, Arkansas has put up some points on some teams. They're not very successful. They're 0-2 in the SEC and 2-4 overall. But they can put up points. They hadn't found ways to win it. But Bobby Petrino, for whatever reason, his interim coach is keeping them in it. So I think Texas A&M could be on upset alert this week, but I think A&M will ultimately pull it out. Okay, this is one of my top matchups of the week. I think for everybody, it's at 1 p.m. You got Ole Miss going to Georgia, going to Sanford Stadium between the hedges. Now Georgia doesn't want a second loss, but Ole Miss has no losses. Chambliss is playing lights out for quarterback for Ole Miss. I mean, he's putting up points, he's running. Dual threat, Gunnar Stockton is also a dual threat guy. Now, I think Chambliss is a little bit better thrower than Gunnar Stockton at this point. Now, Chambliss is good. He hasn't thrown he thrown 1 INT all season. They're getting production out of the running backs. Like I said, he's 600 yards. Lacey's almost got 600 yards of running back. So they're very dual threaded. They can get running yards out of the quarterback. They can get it out of the running back. They're very good passing. Now, Georgia does struggle a little bit in the back end, the back half with the defensive backs, stopping the pass. They do struggle there a little bit. But that D-line they got can be murderous. So, man, I don't know. This could be high scoring or low scoring. But I'm thinking in the 30s. Honestly, I could go 34-30 Ole Miss. I really think Ole Miss will beat Georgia. But I could see it being 34-30 Ole Miss. The next one, I think this is an underrated team, but they haven't played a lot of people. They got a really good quarterback in Morton. You got Texas Tech going to Arizona, going to Mountain American Stadium in Tempe to play Arizona State. Arizona State is 2-1 in the Big Ten. Texas Tech is undefeated. I ultimately think Texas Tech, it can be close first, second quarter, but I think third and fourth they blow them out. I think it'll be 40-18 Texas Tech. I think they blow them out easy. You got number 22 Memphis playing UAB. No contest. Memphis blows them out. Let's say 50-20 Memphis. We got Oregon and Rutgers playing. Oregon is going across the country to Piscataway, New Jersey. They're going to Rutgers. Now, Rutgers is a scrappy team. Number 8 Oregon is bouncing off that bad loss. I think they're pissed off. They're angry. I look for Oregon to beat them 54-28. You got Washington State playing Virginia. Virginia's a better team than a lot of people think. They upset Florida State. I still think they're under the radar. They're 5-1. They're number 18 in the country. Honestly, I think they beat Washington State. I think they bulldoze them. No problem. You got number 21 Texas playing Kentucky. I'm not a big believer in Arch Manning. I still think he kind of throws like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. I think he was overrated, but he found a way to win last week. This could be his getting over the hump game. That could have been the game that got him over the hump for the year. They're going to Kentucky. Kentucky's 0-3 in the conference. They're 2-3 overall. They don't have a lot of firepower. They don't have much going on. I mean, I think Texas blows them out. They get back in the groove for this game. Big game of the week, man. We got Tennessee and Alabama. Like I said, I'm going to go in more detail tomorrow about this in the game, the prequel to the game or the preview to the game. Um, Alabama's got the number 3 wide receiver duo in the SEC. They've got Tennessee's got the number 2 duo in the SEC. Um, we may not have, and I think we won't have, a healthy Ryan Williams. I think he's hurt. He was hobbling last week, didn't catch a pass. So I think you'll see Latsir Brook in his place a lot. I think that you're going to see Daniel Hill at running back come in there a lot because I do not think at all that you're going to bring Jam Miller back with that concussion. Just don't see it happening. Man, this game is scary. Their quarterback is really good. He's almost got 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 INTs. They're really good two-headed monster at running back, Andrew Bishop and the other running back. I don't know, man. I think we got a really good defensive backfield, but I don't know, man. This game is a rivalry game. It could be close. It could be a blowout. It's a tough one. And, to his credit, Heupel's good. He gets them ready every week to play. So, I mean, you're talking about this team only lost to 4 points, to Georgia. So, you know what? I got to go with Bama. I bleed Crimson. Let's go Bama 28-24. But it's a tough game. It's so hard to predict these games because it's a rivalry game. Like I said before, it's so unpredictable. Like I said, I got my rose-colored glasses and my crimson glasses. I got to go 28-24 Bama. You got number 20 USC and number 13 Notre Dame. This is an interesting one. I think both teams are quite evenly matched. Now, going into this game, I think USC is a little underrated. Their quarterback's got 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, only 2 INTs. Wide receiver, they got one of their Jordan. He's got 500 yards, 5 TDs. The other wide receiver, Lemon, he's got 600 yards and 6 TDs. So they're firing on all cylinders right now. I'm going to go USC. I think USC finds a way to beat Notre Dame. And let's not neglect the fact Notre Dame is 4-2. And somehow they're almost in the top 12. They're number 13. Like, this is insane to me. And I'm still going to call USC winning this game, even though USC is going to touchdown Jesus. They are going to Notre Dame. They're going to South Bend. I still think USC is better than them. I still think Notre Dame comes out fired up. I think USC finds a way to win a close one. I think it's 30-28 USC. You got Florida Atlantic playing South Florida as the next game. Man, I think South Florida blows them out. I think it's 42-21 South Florida. You got number 16 Missouri playing Fairburn. Now, Fairburn is 0-3 in the SEC, 3-3 overall. Missouri only lost to us, and it was a very close game. A few more plays went their way, they win. So I think Missouri beats Auburn. They're going down to Jordan here. I know it's a hard place to play. I know they're going to try to, Fairburn's going to try to jump back and get back in it. But I do think Missouri wins it 35-16 Missouri. You got number 23 Utah and number 15 BYU playing the late game. They're going to be in Provo, Utah. They're going to be at Lavelle Edwards Stadium. Honestly, I think Utah's better than BYU. I'm going to go BYU. I'm going to go Utah over BYU, and I'm going to go 30-26 Utah. And the last game of the day, the last game that we have, it's ranked as number 24 Cincinnati and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State abysmal. I mean, they've won one game. They're 0-3 in the conference, 1-5 overall. I think Cincinnati beats them. I think they beat them. I think it's going to be like 28-12 Cincinnati. Big slate of games, great day for games. I mean, you can watch games from the time you get up, time you go to bed. It's another killer Saturday. It's going to be great. Anyway, we'll do a big recap when it's all over with. Probably going to have to do that Sunday because I got to work Saturday night. But anyway, Tide Talk with Webb is out.